Hi, I'm Aubrie.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. We're two friends having a good time.
I happen to be a Christian, and that's okay.
And I happen to be an atheist, and that's okay.
Welcome to the Christian and the Atheist podcast.
Let's dive in.
Hey guys, have you left a review for our podcast yet? Head over to wherever you listen to your podcast and do that right now.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Christian and the Atheist, and TikTok at Christian and Atheist.
Check us out on Patreon for ad-free content.
And speaking of ads, if you or your business would like to sponsor the Christian and the Atheist podcast, feel free to contact us to get started.
So, okay, I'm going to just start.
Yeah.
Okay, so we weren't going to record this summer.
Nope, but here
and
we are.
drop episodes, but you know what? Something happened, and
life happened.
I got butterfly,
Really
like
hard
the
to
sick
you.
feeling in my stomach. I might cry. Okay,
It's okay.
I wasn't expecting this
Life
emotion.
punched you right in the face. For
It
a
hit
little
hard.
bit there.
We have a recording already recorded about what happened.
Yes.
But I decided to not post it yet, and I wanted
Yeah.
to post this. I'm getting nervous.
So something has happened to Aubrie, not to drag this out any longer. We recorded our reactions to it, but this is
This is going to be the quick response, or quick
just
story.
to explain what happened, because I feel like in that moment we were long-winded and emotional.
Yeah.
So this is just life update on Aubrie's life.
So a few nights ago when I wrote this, I dropped this July 1st.
Yes.
So I couldn't sleep. It was 2:30 in the morning, and I was like, I'm going to write something for us to talk about on the podcast.
Yes.
Well, I decided to go ahead and just turn it into a post. And so
I've done that. It's cathartic.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes life takes unexpected turns, leading us to places we never imagined. Today, I find myself writing a post I never thought I would have to. Looking back at past situations and gaining new perspectives, I can't help but laugh at my early naivety. With a heavy heart, I share that as of June 13th, 2023, I am no longer a part of Life.Church, a community that had been an integral part of my life. In this post, I aim to convey the series of events that led to my departure and the conflicting emotions I am grappling with. It all started with my beliefs about the Bible and my unwavering support for the LGBTQ+ community were questioned. The pastors of Life.Church faced the difficult decision to revoke my leadership roles due to the posts and stories I shared on social media advocating for pride and condemning homophobia. Concerned fellow leaders brought these matters to the attention of the pastors, raising doubts about my compatibility with leadership. In response to the inquiries about my beliefs, I unflinchingly said, I don't agree with that being gay is a sin. Unfortunately, my stance on this matter has resulted in my inability to serve with minors or hold leadership positions in Life.Church. This unexpected turn has forced me to engage in deep introspection, questioning my faith, my relationship with God, and the past, and the path I must now forge. A daunting question looms over me. What now? While I can't claim complete acceptance of the decisions made and the current state of affairs, I acknowledge that life is often a messy journey, and this situation is no exception. Yet, amidst the chaos, I find solace and strength in my unwavering belief that God is holding my hand and guiding me through this challenging chapter. Perhaps I even dare to entertain the notion that this departure was necessary for my personal growth, enabling me to embrace new possibilities that were otherwise beyond reach. Yet I also wrestle with the question about the role God and the devil played in this ordeal. Last week, Kathleen and I recorded an episode where we delve deep into the details of what happened, accompanied by heightened emotions. And I am still undecided on whether to keep it to myself or to share it publicly. But one thing is certain, this episode encapsulates both Kathleen's intense emotional response and my profound sadness.
Yep. Like I said, we were emotional.
Yes.
Opposite ends of the spectrum, but they were there.
The road ahead is uncertain, and admitting I, Aubrie, the Christian on the Christian and the Atheist podcast, do not have a church. Why are you laughing?
Because it's funny.
It fills me with pain, heartbreak, and confusion.
The front part of like, I'm the Christian and the atheist, and I don't go to church.
I know.
That's a funny statement.
It's crazy.
The fact that it fills you with pain is horrible, and I'm sorry I giggled, but you know what I mean.
Okay, good. I'm glad you explained. Okay. Being deeply involved and serving in various capacities with Life.Church was an integral part of my identity. Oh. However, I stand ready to explore the prospect of possibly finding a new church community that shares my beliefs and wholeheartedly supports the LGBTQ community, which are my beloved brothers, sisters, fellow humans, and allies. Moreover, I am contemplating what it means to exist without a church altogether. Can I still retain my Christian identity amidst this upheaval? Do I even desire to? That's so dramatic. Anyways. Stay tuned as we embark on this journey together. I am not sharing this story to air drama or criticize Life.Church, but rather because I know there are others who share my similar beliefs. We are united in this, my friends. I express deep gratitude for the support I have received from pastors and leaders and friends of Life.Church. And to those who felt compelled to voice concerns about my theology, I extend a sincere XOXO, acknowledging your sincere dedication to what you believe is the Lord's work.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
That was that.
So you posted that.
Yeah. At 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was early. I didn't see it for hours, which is okay. I don't see anything at 5:30 in the morning except the back of my eyelids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I read it. I thought it was extremely well thought out and super well written, and your point of view came across in the way you intended, which is hard to do with this type of thing. So I think you did a great job in explaining yourself and why you were posting this and what happened. And I was interested to see the responses you got. I was slightly nervous that there was going to be a lot of people being like, well, I mean, the Bible says, and there wasn't. There were a few, but they didn't do it in a gross way. It was sort of like, I see what you're saying, but then when there was other people commenting, for example,
so there's 75 comments on my post. I don't have a lot of I'm just kidding. I don't ever have that much interaction with my stuff ever. Yeah. Ever.
No.
Nothing has reached that.
Yeah.
So the first comment was from my cousin, who he's part. Yeah. It was interesting. It was more of a like, why are you mad at the church when they are believing when one of the pillars they stand on is the Bible, and the Bible is the word, blah blah blah, and why are you mad? I was like, dude, I ain't mad. Yeah. I didn't say nothing about being mad at Life.Church.
Literally said in there, I'm not mad at the leadership. I know what they did, blah blah blah, blah blah blah.
I'm now no longer allowed to serve.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Yeah.
And so then Frank and him got in this big argument, and
when reading it,
I didn't read the argument at all.
I read it, and I didn't see it as an argument.
Did you not?
No, but I also don't know this person at all, and I can't, Yeah, no. And I know Frank, and I know his bluntness is, and I love
he
it.
worked hard.
I know. I could tell that he was doing a very commendable job of softening the blow of why are you an idiot?
Yes. And I was telling him through that, we're not here to tell people they're wrong. I'm not. I mean, I'm here to give the example of what it is to live the other way,
right,
and to believe the other way, and then people get to decide. I can tell you what I believe, and if you want to follow and suit, you can. If you don't have to. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong. And I know pointless. That sounds. Some people, well, Frank would argue, and he's like, no, if someone's wrong, you tell them they're wrong.
Yes,
I think in some situations, abso-freaking-lutely.
Sure.
In this one, no. I'm not going to change anybody's mind by telling them they are wrong.
Especially when it comes to a social media post, there's no point. Exactly. Nobody gets on a social media post to be like, well, let me learn and grow.
Why I shouldn't be a homophobe or whatever.
That's not a thing.
Yeah, so I got that comment, and then an overwhelming response of, I'm so sorry this happened, or I never knew Life.Church was like this.
Yeah.
Or this happened to me too.
Yes.
A lot of this happened to me too. And I got 75 comments. These are comments.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how many people has personally messaged me on Instagram, on Facebook, through text message, through phone call. And it's ongoing since yesterday.
Yeah.
And this was July 1st that I dropped it.
Yeah.
Today is July 12th.
You're getting all day, like all kinds of stuff.
Often. And like there'll be days where it's quiet. But it's been crazy. And I was telling Frank, this is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was just going to say this. One of the main reasons I wanted to put it out there is because while I was at Life.Church, there was times where people would leave and we would, or be asked to not serve anymore. We had a guy that stopped serving and they were like, yeah, we had to ask him to leave.
Yeah.
And I was like, what was he? There's only so many things you can be asked to leave for.
Right.
Like one is infidelity or not living the right lifestyle or whatever. And I was like, oh, he cheated on his wife. What a piece of shit.
Right.
He didn't cheat on his wife.
Yeah.
He had a warrant out for his arrest. Like, that's hugely different.
Yeah.
And I look at both different. I'm like, I've had a warrant out for my arrest before, whatever.
Have you what?
Yes.
Sorry.
I have.
Sorry. We have to stop this show. What?
It's not that big of a deal. You're gonna laugh even harder.
I want to hear it.
So, okay, I get pulled over. I get a ticket for speeding.
Yes, as one does.
I took a little longer than I should have on paying it. They had a warrant out for my arrest.
God, Aubrie!
It's not that big of a deal.
No, it's not. But that is the funniest thing you've ever said to me.
So you know what I mean? There's a difference.
I'm sorry. This broke my brain. I did not expect you to say that, and it's like I'm weeping.
Yeah, I went to go pay my ticket, and they're like, "Oh, you have to get this off your record, or not your record, but you have to pay for this." Like, there's extra stuff you have to pay to get taken care of.
Pay
and
them
I was
to
like,
stop the warrant out for arrest.
Yeah, so they won't come and take me.
Oh, Lordy.
What happened? Like, what would have happened? I would have gone to jail.
Yeah.
And then I had to pay even more money to get out of jail.
Probably. Oh, my God. Okay, continue your story. I'm sorry to
No, I get it.
derail
It's
us.
funny.
You just really don't seem like someone who's ever had a warrant.
It was like 1 or 2 days. It was not even
Lord. Yeah.
that big of a deal. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. Warrants aren't a big deal. It's the actual getting clocked in. Even then, it was for an unpaid speeding ticket. Come on, guys.
Yeah, that is just silly. Oh, my Lord.
Anyways.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I remember when that happened to that guy, and I was like, even saying, I wonder if it's because he cheated on his wife. I was gossipy with it, and like not the greatest.
Jumping to conclusions.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, I was thinking about this situation, and I was like, I don't want people to think that I did something like horrible.
You know firsthand, people at church are going to be like,
for sure. She probably, what'd she do? And so I wanted to post
all those arrest warrants, I'm telling you.
I know. She's naughty.
Yeah.
So so that's why I ended up doing it, and I was just wanting to stop I didn't want anyone to misjudge my character and not that I ever gave a reason to. Maybe I do gossip, so sorry, Jesus. But I didn't compromise my leadership role in a way that was endangering anybody.
No.
It was because I loved a group of people. And no, it wasn't just because I loved a group of people. It's because I don't agree with the Bible. So I will say this. Mm-hmm. They don't think I am a problem because of my allyship towards the LGBTQ plus community. They have a problem with my stance on the Bible. And you're squinting. I
want you to describe my face.
She's like, this is not right. You're wrong, Aubrie. So in the recording you're going to hear that we've recorded previously, you're going to hear a lot of Kathleen's feelings on this.
I have them.
And I'm not going to be the angry person she is, and I love that
You
for
know
her.
I am.
And that's okay.
I live here. It's a fun place to be.
But yeah, so I got a million messages. Unsquint your eyes already.
I'm trying hard, but we're talking about this. It's hard for me.
I know.
I am filled with unadulterated rage all the time, and I have to let it out sometimes with squinting.
It's hard, but this is what I was telling Frank was when I posted it, I was expecting to just kind of clear my name.
Yes.
And then didn't expect to be getting messages. I got a message from a guy I said hi to. He worked, I'm not going to say where. He was another person that was at the church. There's a million people there.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, I can't believe this. Well, he couldn't believe this. He's like, I'm sorry that this hurt you. And I was like, thank you. Thanks for reaching out. It was very thoughtful of you. And then I had other people that were like, yeah, we left Life.Church too because of certain things. And then this was another thing. And I can't believe that they did this to you.
Right.
A lot of that. Anyways, so yeah, it just has been a mind-blowing moment. And I've had so many moments of like, who am I anymore? Is this okay? Am I okay? I'm okay one minute and okay not the next, or not okay the next.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's been weeks, and I think I'm grieving. It's the best way to explain what I'm going through is what I would, and I don't want to be disrespectful to people who've been through a divorce. This is what I feel like it'd be like. Yeah. And another person who's been through a divorce said the same thing. Yeah. It feels like you're going through a divorce. You don't have a home anymore.
It was part of your life for
20 years. That church specifically.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is a huge chunk of your life. I know what this is. I did this to some extent. Not quite the same, but, to step back and look at everything you thought you knew, and suddenly it doesn't fit anymore, and you have to reevaluate everything.
And this was not my choice.
That's the other thing that's so scary is, for me, leaving my church was my choice. Yes. I decided I'm doing this. Yes. This isn't good. I'm out of here.
And I was so glad that was your story. Yes. And
but your situation is different. It's a different feel to have someone say to you, you can't be here anymore.
Okay, so I was the one who. Okay, they didn't tell me I couldn't. I know, which I cannot be in leadership. Yeah, that is 100% the decision of the pastors. Yes. That they may, you cannot do this. Yeah. But there's a place for you. I heard that. I'm like, what the does that mean?
Yeah. So here's my question, because I know people ask this, and I know the answer, but I want to put it forward. Why did the decision of you can't be in leadership turn into I can't be here at all for you? Why did them saying you can't serve right here? How did the decision go from, well, okay, I've been told I can't serve in leadership, I'm leaving completely? How did that happen?
It was a quick rip the bandage off situation. And I haven't had to put words into this. It's more of a feeling. But you and I have had so many conversations. Me and my husband have had so many conversations about Life.Church. And I'm like, oh, it's a great place. Like, you can be gay. And you are allowed to be there. And you are. But you're not allowed to be in leadership. You're allowed to open a door. You're part of the host team, girl. You can open a door.
Wow. Such responsibility.
You are not trusted around kids. Yeah. No. So for me, you kind of see these movies where all of a sudden someone's like hit by a car and they see their life flash before their eyes, whatever. Right. All of a sudden, you can't serve in leadership anymore, and that was the crash. Yeah. And that was when I saw everything. And it was like the shades were taken off, and I could see clearly. And I was like, oh, great. I'm not part of something I thought I was. Yeah. I thought I could be an ally inside of a church that did not believe, or did believe being gay is a sin, but I can still be a part of this church, and gay people can still be a part of this church. I didn't really grasp that. They can be a part of it, but they really can't. And so whenever I was told I can't be a part of it, I was like, how can I be a part of an organization that does this to people that are gay? I'm not. Yeah. I'm not part of the LGBTQ plus community. if I was transgender, I probably wouldn't be as welcomed.
No.
Because it's an outward expression of your queerness.
Yeah.
If you're just, you can look like some kind of way, and if you're clearly a queer person,
Yeah.
then you probably wouldn't be as welcomed.
Yeah.
So anyways, I was like, I can't be a part of something that my queer brothers and sisters can't be a part of either. And
Yeah.
I don't believe like this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And so it was kind of funny because, and we talk about this in another episode, is the moment that they clarified for sure I could not be a part of leadership, I immediately, without even blinking, said, okay, me and my family will no longer attend this church. Mm-hmm. Good riddance. And we said it really nicely, and I meant it really nicely. Like, I want great things for this church. Sure. I think they're doing great things. And I think those pastors are great people, but there is underlying homophobia that is very dangerous. It is so toxic theology. It is dangerous in the fact that people's lives are in danger.
Yeah.
Because they're being told in the Bible, like, you're not questioning this aspect of the Bible, but you're allowing, because in 1 Timothy, women aren't allowed to have authority over men, but you're allowing women to be pastors at this church, which is freaking great.
Sure.
I'm here for it all day. I prayed for it.
That's why I squinted when you said that sentence earlier. Because there's a lot of things in the Bible that they aren't doing.
Yeah.
But this is the one that they have to be
This is the one that's so important. It's like, be important about something else, like standing up for your fellow man, like
loving others, love thy neighbor. Wasn't that a big one?
The big one, like,
that was a big one.
Yeah, love your neighbors yourself. Like, are you giving leadership positions to people that are gay or LGBTQ plus, whatever?
It's not about the leadership position. That's what I think people, because this happens in Mormonism too. I know people who served high up and then were released and suddenly were like, wait a second. Mm-hmm. This isn't. And so people are always like, oh, they got demoted, so they didn't want to be there because they're prideful. And that's not what it is.
Oh, I was acted like, okay, so you'll hear, so we have a really in-depth conversation, you and I.
We do.
Right. Like, I want to say about a week and a half after it happened.
It was very soon after. Yeah.
Because they told me this, and then they told me the day I was packing and about to drive to Michigan.
Yeah, you're like in the car for a vacation, and they're like, by the way,
my whole life was like
rug out from under you. Bye. Have fun on your trip.
And
good luck.
Anyways, so yeah. But I will say this, and this is something that if you are a pastor of a church, or if you are part of Life.Church and you're on pastoral, like, this is your thing, hear me out with this. I've had so many people coming to me about, like, how they're, like, shocked or they're feeling, like, devastated.
Yeah.
I've had one pastor for sure reach out to me. The one who gave me the conversation. Yeah. She's reached out to me. She has talked to me twice since it's happened. She didn't have to do that. And that shows it shows me her character. She really does care about me, and that means a lot, because there are people that have left and they're like, I haven't heard anything. Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? The amount of, like, work we put into our ministries as coaches and people that are volunteers, we are in it. You were in it when you did it. You know what I mean? Like, we, like, put a lot in it.
Oh, yeah. The amount of time and energy and just your life that was spent devoting to this organization.
And when I walked away, I didn't expect a lot.
Yeah.
And I have gotten a lot.
That's good.
I've had lunch with one of the wives, and a lot of conversation has been had. And so I know that people are busy, and there's a lot of silence that's happened as well. And that's okay. It's like, I see it as it is. Your silence is freaking loud. But I've also had the people that reached out. That has meant the world to me. I think, like, relationships can be what they need to be, whatever. And sometimes life happens and you just don't have the time or whatever. I know everybody's busy. But the people that take the time out of their busy schedule to reach out, pastors, members, all that, it speaks volumes, as well as the silence. But when that, like, to move on. So for the pastors listening, if this happens, do reach out even if they left.
Yeah.
because it can mean they're like, church hurt can run deep, and it can scar people, and church hurt causes so much. And I worry for people, like, if you want them to, like, still have a relationship, like, not write off God, but just write off, like, a crappy situation, continue to, like, reach out. I don't know how many times. I don't know that I need to be reached out to often, but just the ones that have.
I don't know if there's a blueprint.
There really isn't.
I think it's just one of those things that, like, even if paths go different ways. As a pastor, as somebody who's in charge of a congregation, your job is to take care of that congregation. And you were part of this congregation for 600 years. So, you know, taking a step back and saying, I don't think I can do this anymore, their job is still to try to help you and take care of you. Because that's, again, if they're doing the job that they are supposed to be doing according to the Bible, the goal is to leave the 99 and go after the one.
And like, and to be honest, I don't know that I want anyone to come and try to get me come back. And nobody has.
No.
I mean, they said you're welcome if you want to.
Right.
And that's nice. And I don't know what that will look like. I haven't not been back. There's this big time of year, and it's right now. It's called At the Movies. It is a big deal. It is anticipated. It's a fun thing. And
you dropped out of school right before prom, basically.
And I wanted, and it's 4 proms in 1 month. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get to, I want to go. So last Sunday was the first Sunday of At the Movies. And Saturday, I was literally like, do I want to go? Should I go? I can go to another campus. But I'm like, no, it wasn't about the building. It wasn't, it was the people, and I don't know. Anyways, so with that being said, I don't get to serve at Life.Church anymore. I'm not going to church anymore, guys. Yet.
Maybe.
I think. I don't know.
Who knows?
So with that being said, this kind of struck a really interesting conversation. This has made a lot of things happen in my life. So Frank and I were sitting in bed one night, laying in bed, whatever. And I was like, I don't know if I want to be a Christian anymore. I was like, I believe in God. It's not a thing against God at all. And 100% to do with the religion. And so we were both like, he's like, yeah, same. And I've been on this track for a while, and he has. And he's kind of just waiting on me to jump on. And I was like, and I remember messaging you and being like, Kathleen, what do we do if I leave the church? And we were like,
we have to redesign t-shirts, Aubrie, come on.
I know. I was like, we just dropped merch. But to be honest,
get
it's
this
like,
merch fast because it may change. I'm just kidding.
throw it away.
Limited edition.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
but
it's
like,
called.
Here's the thing. It's like, I don't know that I'm not a Christian.
Right.
You know, like, how do you not be a Christian? I know you've done it, whatever.
I've done it. But in my mindset, though, this is something I think that is a difference between the way I view things and the way maybe other people view things. And I don't know which one of us is technically correct. But in my mindset, Christianity isn't you go to Christian church. It's
for sure.
You believe in
it's a belief system.
God and Jesus. And so you could be a Christian and never step foot in a Christian church building ever again in your life. And you could still call yourself a Christian.
But it's like, I don't want to. And it's not because I want to be. Okay, I want to be a Christian, but I'm not a devout Christian. So we were on the Faithful Politics podcast, and it has a person of color, a black man who's a Christian, and then a pastor. And the Christian guy's more liberal leaning, and the pastor's like super conservative. But he's like, they're like, it's a really cool podcast, and it's not like cringy. It sounds so cringe, right?
But it is very similar
to like us.
Yeah, it's very similar to our show of here's two people who shouldn't agree and shouldn't be friends, and yet here they are.
And they're buddies. Anyway, so when they dropped the episode and put the description, they're like, Aubrie, a devout Christian. And I was like, that's not me.
Funny you should say.
What is a devout Christian to me? I think it's someone who 100% believes in the Bible. And I'm like, I'm a Christian who doesn't believe 100% in the Bible. I love the Bible. I love aspects of the Bible. I hate the Bible. I hate aspects of the Bible. What is that?
Well, I wondered though, because devout to me just means that you are not doubting. And so, I don't know how real that is.
I don't either.
There's the actual definition, like Webster's dictionary definition, and then there's the connotation. The connotation of the word is what you're saying. The actual definition is more of what I'm saying. And so it could be both. If you are, say to people, I'm a devout Christian, in their brains, they think you're in the pew every Sunday.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe that's not true. But to you, maybe devoutness looks different.
To me, I'm like, I don't know. I'm not drinking the whole Kool-Aid. I'm just
As
sipping.
you shouldn't, because it had cyanide in it.
There you go. So anyways, I'm like, so Frank and I were like chilling and thinking about these things and having a really, like, I'm guessing conversations you and Brandon have had.
Yep.
And then it's like, this is such a weird place to be because I feel like I felt like I was being prepared for this, by the way. Like, I do feel like God was like, it's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
well, the funny thing is, when we first got together, first started recording, one of the first things we ever recorded was you talking about a conversation you had with a pastor who's since moved away and is gone and blah, blah, blah. But this same thing of we found out that you support the LGBTQ plus community, and we don't know if that aligns with our church, and trying to figure out if you were going to be allowed to be in the ministry and allowed to serve. And at that time,
it was fine.
But things change, your mindsets change, whatever. But this has been an ongoing conversation with you, with Life.Church leadership for years. And so,
it's so, it's been I've been being prepared for this, basically. I remember sitting after Switch one night, that's the youth ministry, and sitting on a couch waiting for our next meeting, and sitting there and looking around and being like, if I was gone, not meaning dead,
right,
or dead, whatever.
That's a whole other story. Good Lord.
Not suicidal thoughts, but more of if something ever happened to me and I wasn't here anymore, whatever that may look like, they would be fine. They would find somebody else to fill my spot and still do this. Yeah. And then I thought, wow, where'd that come from? Yeah. And then, I don't know. There was just other things. And so, I remember sitting in church and being like, I really like the community aspect of church, but I'm not enjoying the sermons. And the sermons are fine.
I don't know.
He's not being inflammatory in the sermons. Right. It's just like, I don't want to be sitting here for an hour listening to someone talk about something.
It's not pulling you in. It's not connecting to you.
Sometimes it is, but 90% of the time it's not. Yeah. And so I was like, that's a weird place to be. Yeah. And then here we are. So anyways, Frank and I we were like, what's this look for our kids? I don't want my kids. Do I want my kids growing up without Christianity,
or without a church,
specifically Christianity? I was like, I don't know that I want them growing up in this. Yeah, because it can be harmful. It can go to people. It can go to fundamentalist thinking. Yeah, dangerous. Yeah, Christianity can be dangerous. Yes, it can. It's like fire. It can be really warm and cozy until it blows up. Until your backyard is on fire. And your backyard's on fire in 5 minutes. And you're like, how the heck did this happen?
And you're trying to run around in socks. Couldn't put it out.
There's this thing.
And you can't.
Yeah, there's this thing called hell. And it's like,
it's a big deal.
You're supposed to go there and die a million deaths over and over again.
It's kind of a thing.
By fire.
Yikes. No, thank you, please. Anyways. Doesn't sound great.
So yeah, we're kind of on this weird journey, but I did want to say I got the craziest message from a lady. Yeah. She was one of my son's preschool teachers. Okay. And she was like, I used to think the same way, and I really delve into the Bible. My husband's a youth pastor now, and I'm really strong in my faith now. Like, I'm not, but she says all this stuff like, I used to think just like you did, and I just really delve into the scripture, and I prayed a lot, and now I'm better. And I was sitting there like, this is a straight woman talking to a straight woman. Yeah. And I'm like sitting here like, this is just my belief system. What if this was a part of me who I am, and they were telling me this? Yeah. Like, what do you think gross. You're doing to people? This is why it's a life and death situation. There's the suicide rate in the LGBTQ plus, mostly the T part, transgender, is alarmingly high.
Very high.
This is dangerous theology, you guys.
It kills people.
It's killing people.
It kills people.
You're making people feel like they can't be on this planet. That's not okay.
That it's better to die than be part of your faith.
And that's crazy.
They would rather
not part of your faith. Not part of your faith and die.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what they want. They're being made to feel a certain way, and it's because of God or what the Bible says. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's time to really look. And God forbid I didn't read the Bible or pray to get here. Yeah. Like, you guys, I did.
Yeah.
This is where I landed.
Yeah. As if you haven't been...
Maybe you haven't been praying and reading the Bible right.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Because I can pull up multiple stories from Jesus' own face.
Yeah.
Where he says, shut up.
Yeah.
Stop it.
So anyways, I just got off the phone yesterday. I had an hour-long conversation with a 7-year-old lady who was that served with me. She is a funny lady.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this nicely. Like, I love her. But, you know, like, we always kind of give a little bit of, like, this generation. You know what I mean? You shouldn't say that. But you shouldn't let them get away with stupid stuff they say. But she's that generation.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just cannot live with the idea of you not being there. And I was like, girl, you'll be fine.
You only have 10 years left anyway. Sorry, that was very mean.
20 if you take care of yourself.
Hopefully.
Anyway, so she was just like...
Get the non-GMO potatoes. You'll get 15.
Yeah. She kept asking, what happened? And I told her. And I was happy to tell her. Because I want to, like, get my character, like, straightened out. Yes. This is my character. And it's a problem to some people. That's okay. It's not a problem to me.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything crazy.
No.
She's like, well, I don't agree with... Like, I see it differently than you. But we still have the same belief system. You just interpret the Bible different. And I was like... That's so cute.
That's the opposite of the same.
You weren't expecting me to say this, and now you're trying to cover, like, we're still the same people, but we still love Jesus. And I'm like, oh, girl, we love Jesus and gay people.
Yeah,
and
we're
she's
allowed
like,
to do both.
She kept going on about how her daughter was gay for a little bit. It was so funny. And I just sat there and listened. I loved her. She's like, we just have to stay in touch, okay? I just love you so much.
Jeez.
You made such an impact in my life. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That is something that I noticed because I read all the comments. The amount of people who got on were like, you have improved, personally, Aubrie, you have improved my life to a point where I am a better person because of you. And I hate that other people are now not getting that.
Yeah. So that's nice. I guess I'm a cool person after all.
She's kind of a big deal.
It's all because and it comes from just the mindset of loving people where they're at.
That's where it is. That's why all of these people are coming forward and saying, oh my gosh, I'm heartbroken. Because you are giving them the love that you are supposed to. If you are a Christian person and believe the Bible and believe what Jesus taught, that's what you're supposed to do.
And you giving them space to be who they are.
Yeah, you get to do people as their neighbors. You aren't bothered by what they're working on. That's not your job. You're working on yourself just like they're working on themselves. Your job, or has been in this church, has been to meet people and love them where they are, wherever that may be, because that's what Jesus told you to do. So I'm doing it. The fact that you're getting in trouble for it is shocking.
Yeah, I got told, like, I did get told a funny thing. If we could have, I think it was either 10 or 100 people that believe like you do as in leadership, that would be great. And I'm like, you're actually punishing me for my belief system.
Yeah.
Anyways,
if we could have 10 people that believe like me, I'd still be serving in leadership.
Then you might have more tithing dollars. And if you, maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy.
Probably would.
Anyways, so.
Because people who were part of the LGBTQ community would be comfortable going there.
Yeah.
Shocker.
So the next episode's going to be kind of a detailed breakdown of what happened. Yes. Conversations. This is a more...
Here's a brief overview so you are updated of what's going on, and we'll let you know as things progress and as life happens. Yeah. We'll update you as we need to.
All right, well, stay tuned. Who knew? Are we the Christian and the Atheist podcast? I want to keep it that way for a while. I do.
Of course. We're not going to change it anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure...
Unless tomorrow you show up and you're like, what?
There's another, yeah, who
I
knows
doubt
what
it.
the future
I doubt it.
holds.
Oh, the amount of people,
girl,
the amount of people who are going to have opinions. She finally did it. She dragged her down to hell with her.
I know.
It wasn't
Look
me.
what you did.
It wasn't me.
It was actually my church that did it.
Yeah.
No,
Isn't that
nobody's
crazy?
nobody's in control of my belief systems. They're
That's
just in
true.
control of whether I can serve at their church.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well,
I got more time, guys.
Yeah.
I guess we've been getting more stuff out there.
we'll let you know as things happen. Good Lord.
But yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode. Tell us what you think.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think about this situation
Give
down
us your
below.
opinions. If you're mad like me, let us know. I like to hear it.
If you think they're right,
Suck a I'm just kidding. That's what I wanted to post, by the way. I commented on your thing.
commented the funniest, like, they,
And I said,
hope, yeah.
I said, basically, if you're the type of person who feels the need to stalk someone's Facebook and then tattle on them because
Yeah.
they love gay people, then I hope you stub your toe every day with every step you take for the rest of your life. What I changed it because what I wanted to say was suck a big fat one. Shut up, mind your business.
Wow.
But I didn't because
you
I'm
did?
a nice person.
They'll be like, well, we know what she's going to say on the next episode.
Anyway.
All right. You guys be good.
Yep.
Make good choices.
Try your best.
See you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye. Have you guys checked out our merch yet?
We have awesome t-shirts, mugs, tumblers, and other fun stuff.
Head down to the link in the description to give it a look.